Hi everyone, I'm Katherine. This is Reading with Reference, and I am here with two more book recommendations for you for this weekend. They're both historical fiction titles this week, but they're set in very different time periods. So the first one I want to recommend is The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton. It's the story of Nella Ortman, an 18-year-old girl from the countryside of the Netherlands, who arrives in Amsterdam in 1682 as the new wife of a successful merchant named Johannes Brandt. Nella thinks this is the start of her glamorous, exciting new life, but as soon as she arrives at the Brandt house, she realizes that nothing there is quite as she expected. Johannes is gone on business most of the time and distant from Nella even when he is home, and his stern sister Maren is living with them and doesn't exactly think highly of Nella's ability to run a household. To placate Nella and give her a chance to learn how to do that, Johannes buys her a beautiful tiny replica of their home. And to kill time in the long hours in her real house without her husband, she begins writing to a miniaturist in the city. At first, she asks for mundane items of furniture to fill up the dollhouse, but what she gets back are eerily detailed replicas of the house's contents and inhabitants. What's even eerier, though, is that whoever's making them seems to know all of their secrets, which they prove with each tiny figure that they send, and there are a lot of secrets among the Brandt household. This book is super atmospheric and suspenseful, but it's also a look at some really great characters who are forced to make all kinds of tough choices in a very restrictive religious society. It's part mystery, part history, and part family drama, and if you're an audiobook fan, it's also a really great listen. The second book I want to recommend this week is called A Tender Thing by Emily Neuberger. It comes out on Tuesday, and it's set in the 1950s. It's the story of a naive young woman named Eleanor O'Hanlon who dreams of leaving behind her Wisconsin farm life and becoming a Broadway star. She spends her free time memorizing cast recordings of Broadway shows, but she's especially in love with the work of Don Mannheim, who shows her escape while she's stuck doing farm chores and listening to her best friend Rosie's dreams of staying put and marrying a local boy. She decides to take the biggest risk of her young life and leave Wisconsin to take her chances of becoming a Broadway star in New York City. It's there at an open call audition that she gets to perform for Don Mannheim himself. Her voice is raw and untrained, but it catches his attention, and though she doesn't get the part she originally auditioned for, Don eventually offers her the starring role in his brand new work-in-progress musical called A Tender Thing. Eleanor is thrilled at the chance to work with her hero, but the show is controversial, particularly for the 1950s. It's a forbidden love story between a white woman and a black man, something that's never been on a Broadway stage before. As word gets out about the show, the protests begin, but Eleanor's new friendship with her leading man Charles, as well as her professional and personal relationship with Don, lead her to begin questioning her own naive ideas about the world. This is a really beautiful novel that explores themes of race, privilege, and friendship. And the author was a professional theater actor before she wrote this, so the scenes that are all about writing, rehearsing, and launching a Broadway musical were really detailed and realistic. Both of these titles are available digitally with your library card, either through Hoopla or Libby, so you can check them out or hold them now. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.